Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Report. Gary Patterson is here with me as usual, and we're going to delve into the world of sports, and this is a very important night.
It certainly is.
It is August the 4th, Wednesday night, the night
September
before... September, yeah.
Yes.
The night before the Patriots opening game.
NFL opening game.
NFL opening game,
Right.
Well said.
Yes.
And it just happens the Patriots are playing. And we are going to clue you in on our predictions for the year.
Okay.
I've been working on them, and we have some fabulous stuff to go over.
Okay, good. Let's do it.
But first, I think it's appropriate that just notice that our thoughts and prayers should be with the people of the Bahamas.
Oh, my goodness.
They have been dealt a cruel blow by Mother Nature, and they're going to need all the help they can get.
They sure
and I
are.
just hope our government jumps in with both feet
Yeah.
and gets food down there and clothing down there and boots on the ground.
Right.
That's what we
I
need.
know people like to criticize us, but you got to admit, when something happens like that, the first boots on the ground is the U.S. every time.
Yep.
You know?
It's a British protectorate, whatever that is these days. And the Brits have launched a ship to send it over, but because of the hurricane, they're having trouble getting a clear path to it. But we'll be there first.
It looks like they've been just devastated. It's awful.
Awful. Well, the Patriots, folks. So I got a bunch of stuff here, Gary.
Okay, let's go over it, Bill.
One-liners here and everything.
It's exciting. Pat's exciting.
Difference makers.
Mm-hmm.
Demaryius Thomas, Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
They're two of my favorite difference makers.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be contributors to the team. I think
Yeah.
Michael Bennett's going to bring a lot. He
stays healthy.
If he stays healthy, right.
He's a baggage smasher.
Right.
And
they got some depth that they can rotate a lot of players. They should be able to keep them all fresh.
And Demaryius Thomas is just a slick pro.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think they've got enough.
I think so too. They're deep. Well, let's take a look at it. The defense. I mean, they're calling it now in the paper the super defense.
It's close, I think. I mean, everybody, they're healthy. They got through preseason, so
Key.
They're very healthy and very deep at this point.
They are, and quality deep, not just bodies.
They've got a lot of people who know the system, have played the system.
They got some all-stars.
Yeah, and
really,
they kept a lot of veteran players. You know, they had some tough cuts at the end to let young players go.
And they also
Crossan
made a couple of almost genius moves. I mean, Jamie Collins. I mean, as long as he doesn't run amok.
No, he wants to be here. He got paid, he got paid. And now he's back
for another contract. Yeah. Probably not with the Pats, but he's going to be a contributor.
Yes, he is.
The offense, the line is still in flux.
Yeah, there's some question marks on the offensive line, right? Especially losing Andrews. Andrews is just the glue that holds that whole thing together.
Yeah, they got like 3 guys have brought in hopes that somebody can replace him, and I think someone will.
Well, I think the guy they traded for the other day was it the Bills?
Yeah,
he's got a lot of NFL experience.
He does. He's been a starter.
I think he's going to end up there. Quite frankly.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he started like 68 games in the league
something like that. Yeah.
You know? So,
but he's got to get used to the Patriots vernacular.
Yeah.
And signal calling. And once he gets that down pat, I think he should probably slide right in there.
Give him the month of September with Dante.
Yeah. Until then, Karras probably.
He'll start.
And it will be functional.
It was interesting how they went out and picked up 3 offensive linemen right at the end, right? So they lost one of the rookies, Froholt, right?
Yes.
He was the 4th-round pick guard. He went down in, I think, the 3rd preseason game, and it looks like he's out. He's on IR, so he's done.
But Belichick said that end of the last week. The last week is the time to look at free agents.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the players, the teams are looking to make the difficult cuts.
Yeah.
And if you throw a number 6 at them or something like that, or number 5, you can get yourself a serviceable football player.
You know, and maybe some of these guys they picked up, they seem like interior linemen. Maybe one of them can shift out the tackle.
Yep.
And I think they're going to be fine unless one of the tackles gets hurt. If one of the tackles gets hurt,
well, Skipper,
for
they
a
put
significant amount of time.
Skipper on the
On the practice squad?
practice squad, yeah. So, I mean, he went the whole training period
He did.
and didn't embarrass himself.
Right.
So, well, I think we
Yeah,
get
so I
some,
never saw the final practice squad composition.
I think I got it in here.
I'll bet you do.
The receivers.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's, you know, it's
I
a
can
lot
pinch
of risk.
myself.
Well, it's a lot of risk, a lot of reward, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the upside of these guys, you say, okay, Josh Gordon's going to stay healthy and clean, and he's going to be here all year. And Demaryius Thomas, he had the injury. He's over it. It's healed. He's okay. He is, 31?
Yep. Philip Dorsett, it is another year
Of bonding.
In bonding
With Brady,
and working with
Yeah.
Brady.
He and
loves him.
have bonded.
Yep.
Right? So that's a good thing.
And
Edelman, I don't know. He caught one ball and went out with that thumb. So I don't know what's going on there. But ultimately, you're figuring he's going to be okay.
And they get Jacoby Myers and the gunner.
Yeah. Gunner made it. I was excited. Yeah. My wife and I were both excited. We wanted Gunner to make the team.
Yep.
And I figured he was good when that last exhibition came. The kid's out there. He's returning punts. He's playing wide receiver. And then he plays corner. And he didn't embarrass himself by any means. He made that tackle where he came all the way across the field, flying across the field, and made the tackle. When there were a couple other guys standing there, and here comes Gunner flying in for the tackle. And it was
I'll tell you what, he wanted that job.
He's a Bill Belichick kind of guy.
He is. And Belichick played the game, cut him, and then brought him back.
Cut him in the morning, re-sign him in the afternoon.
But interesting.
Before 4 o'clock.
They had to have told him.
I think they did.
Because he didn't go anyplace.
Right.
They told him, hang around.
Just like Demaryius Thomas. I mean, they had to deal with Demaryius Thomas, which is, we're going to cut you. And the reason for that was because they had to keep N'Keal Harry on the roster so they could put him on the IR to come back.
That's right. Exactly.
And as soon as they did that, they re-signed Thomas.
Yeah. They just told him not to go anyplace, too.
Right. Yeah, he didn't go anywhere.
And you know, when you got people like Belichick that you can trust, you do that. You know, you say to yourself, by the way, great quote from Demaryius Thomas. I think it's a challenge of me just going out and continuing to do what I've been doing my whole career.
Yeah.
It's a tougher challenge because here they expect more, and it's a little different than where I've been. But I'll be all right. That speaks volumes.
Yeah, I saw kind of an extended interview with him. He wants to be here. He really wants to be here. He wants to give it a shot. He wants a ring.
That speaks volume for the Patriot way.
Yeah. And, you know, he hasn't been here that long, but we'll see what happens. Again, it's all about health.
Yeah. So we don't have a tight end.
No, we don't. Well, you know, let's talk about that for a second, because we don't have a down seam threat like we had with Gronk, right? And that's a big loss. The real issue I want to know, though, is the blocking, because Gronk was a great blocker as well. He was a great blocker.
And he enjoyed that more than pass receiving.
Right. So, and I get the sense that they feel Izzo is a good blocker.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's what got him here.
That's what got him here.
And he also has got hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, just maybe, he'll be functional. That's all we need, a functional tight end.
You know, I understand it's not over yet.
Watson was coming.
And Watson's coming, but I still thought they might pick somebody up during that cuts.
During all the mania. And it might still happen.
And, you know, I kind of thought they might at 359 trade for somebody. So that person didn't get cut because they'd have to go through waivers, and the Patriots would never get him because somebody would pick him off, right? So you go ahead and trade a 7th-round pick for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. So either those guys weren't available or they just...
I think that to a large degree they weren't available.
Yeah.
You know. And the GOAT is 1 year older. And there's lots of new people, which equals lots of moving parts. So the offense, to me, there's questions. Well, with the defense, the defense looks too good to be true.
Yeah. I do think the defense is good, but we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
I mean, you know, so what do you think? I mean, I don't have the schedule in front of me, but
I didn't cut it out either.
you know, September tends to be
an extension of training
camp for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
They lose a lot of games in September when we're like, what?
What?
So
still trying things out.
I do think they're going to beat Pittsburgh, though, because it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, Pittsburgh will have their attention.
Pittsburgh will be up for it, too.
And I believe the following week they go to Miami. And I just can't believe they'll lose. You know, Miami's in full tank mode. Miami's in tank mode, man. They are...
They're percolating.
They are tanking. There's no question about it.
Because
there's a couple quarterbacks coming next year, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So they want one of them.
We'll see. Next, neat stories. The Gunner and Jacoby Myers, Chase Vinovich, and Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
Stidham
really did well, didn't he?
He did.
I mean, nothing spectacular, but he looked very composed out there. He looked like he belonged when he was running the offense.
I love it when he pulls the ball down.
Yep.
He's gonna, but he said he needs a clear lane,
right,
and then he'll pull the ball down.
But I was impressed by he just, you know, as Bill Parcells used to say, that lost in the tall grass. He didn't look lost in the tall grass at all.
No,
you know,
he looked like he belonged.
Right.
Now, not the first week, but he grew.
Right.
I was impressed with the kid, and obviously Belichick was too.
So, and I think it's fine letting Hoyer go.
Sure.
Carrying 3 quarterbacks.
And you know what? What a nice going away present. Belichick proved he was human. Yeah. He probably could have got a draft choice for him.
Yeah, he might have got a late pick for him.
But instead,
let him go.
Hoyer got picked up a 3-year, $12 million contract.
Right.
Which I think is probably a little bit more than he was hoping for.
Yeah.
It's a nice Christmas present.
Yeah. Supposed to get like $9 million guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised by that.
2 years and $1 million for the third, yeah.
And the Colts turn around and guaranteed Jacoby $20
on a $30 million contract.
2-year, $30 million extension.
I've always liked Jacoby. I have, and he's a tough kid.
So you're paying him to me, unless things have just gone crazier, and I know they have, but $15 million for a backup quarterback? I know he's going to start.
You're paying him as a starter.
You're paying him as a starter.
Yep. And they want to make sure he's not going to walk, so they tag that.
I guess that's the market,
extra 2 years on it. Yeah.
I mean, I
showed a lot of faith in him, I'll tell you.
Goff signed an extension this morning. I think it averages like 33 a year.
Oh.
I don't know about the guarantee, but it was a big number. It was a big number, $50 million or something guaranteed.
Mercy. Wow. By the way, the coaches come and go, but the constants, Belichick, McDaniel, Skanecchia, are still there.
Yeah.
So that's enough.
Yeah.
We'll get the others squared away.
I would add Nick Caserio to that list.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm counting him as already gone, but you're right. Caserio is there.
I don't know if he's gone. We'll see.
You're right. Another Super Bowl, a raise in pay, a title of general manager.
So it's Houston, right? Does he want to go with O'Brien? Supposedly they're very tight, right? But let's see how Houston does. If Houston has a disappointing season,
O'Brien's gone.
O'Brien could be history.
That's right. Yeah.
I thought he might be history last year. He got off to a slow start. right? And then they came on.
I was going to list him as one of 2 or 3 coaches that are on the short list to be canned before
I would
the
think
middle
so.
of the season.
And oh, by the way, you want to go be their general manager? Oh, guess what? He just traded your first round for the next 2 years. Your first round pick for the next 2 years has just been traded.
Yeah. Gee, I can't wait to see me work my way through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Now he did get a good tackle out of it, right? Tunzel. I mean, the guy's good.
Yep.
But
Yep.
2 number 1s.
So anyway.
And a 2.
Yeah. I know.
2 1s and a 2.
That's
For Tunzel
damn
and
good
Kenny
deal.
Stills.
Yeah, Kenny's.
That's just too much for those 2 guys.
Kenny's a handful, though.
Yeah. Tunzel's good, but the problem with Tunzel is I think they got him for maybe this year and next year, and then he's up. So you're going to have to pay the guy
Well,
17, 18 million or something
if
ridiculous
you can make
number.
some hay while the sun shines for
So you got 2 years,
you
right.
get yourself a good deal, I think.
Yeah.
My feelings.
I don't know. 2 1s and a 2.
Tough.
You know, I'm not a big Kenny Stills fan.
Well, I'm not a big fan of trading number 1s either.
I'm not either. I'm saying they
Yeah.
traded 2 1s and a 2.
Yeah.
So for him to look at coming in as a GM and say, "Oh my goodness, they just traded 2 1s and a 2
Yeah.
in the next 2 years."
Yeah. I'm going to be off to a real fast
Yeah.
start. My feelings about Matt Patricia as poster boy for that aura, the glow that surrounds Pat's assistants, and how difficult it is to replicate Bill when you are made a head coach and you're not qualified.
Yeah.
Number 1 candidate to be fired by midseason.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If they get off, if they're sitting there at, 2 6 or 3 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mrs. Ford's made it pretty clear.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to produce. She was somehow offended by him when he first arrived.
I don't get it. I liked him when he was here, but honestly, I used to get frustrated when he was here. The defense stunk a couple of the years he was
They
here.
did. They didn't do. There was.
And I know he didn't have a lot of talent, and then the talent he did have got hurt a couple of those years.
Yep.
Right. But did he ever really strike you as a genius? I know
No,
he's got the pencil
no,
behind the ear, and
no.
he's got the
And the stupid
rocket scientist story and all that cute
stupid
stuff.
hat on backwards. That offends me.
But I mean,
I tell you what, she made him turn the hat around.
yeah.
It's a Detroit Lions hat.
But I had the same questions when he was hired. I mean,
He's a
is he really the answer?
defensive man. He doesn't know squat about offense. He probably doesn't even know it when he sees it. I thought he was a poor choice.
I think one of the real deficiencies in the league right now is head coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You think of the head coaches that, go back 20 years.
Yeah.
And think of the lineup of coaches that were in the league. And now look at the ones now. And you've got. And I mean,
name them. I mean,
and now you look at all these coaches, and it's like, well, Sean McVay is a genius. Is he really?
Yeah.
I mean, what's he really won?
That's
right?
exactly right.
And
Hot shot offensive guy.
He had the greatest show on turf again, and they show up and get shut down in the Super Bowl, and he can't do anything about it. So, I mean, who are the really great coaches outside of Belichick? You think Bill O'Brien's a great coach?
No.
I don't think he's a great coach.
No. And the kid down there at Dallas is in his 10th season.
Yeah, I don't think he's a great coach.
No, and I'll tell you what, according to some wag down there in Dallas, he did not get an extension.
Yeah.
This is it. Put up or
mean,
be gone.
Honestly, you can say the same thing about Andy Reid.
Yeah.
So, to me, you got Bill, and then if you want to put Sean Payton, in that next category, I don't think anybody's sitting up with Bill, quite frankly.
No.
Right now, it's Bill and Bill alone. But then the second group, of which there's a few, I think. I don't even know, is McVay in that second group? I don't know yet.
He hasn't done anything.
I don't know if he's in that
He hasn't proven
second
anything to me.
Is Andy Reid in that second group?
Yeah, probably. Only,
for what, longevity?
Only because you can't think of anybody else to put in the second group.
He doesn't win big games.
But he's the master of the trick play.
Yeah.
He's always got an inventive
coach.
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, we'll put Andy Reid in there.
Yep. Yep. And after that, now you're starting to scratch.
Right.
So,
I don't know. But I think overall, when you look at the overall coaching in the league, I don't think it's as good as it used to be.
Yes, not.
And the other thing that's, I think, to diminish it a bit is that the coordinator positions, because college coaching pays so much better than it did 20 years ago. These guys coordinators now can make $1 million plus in college.
They are making $1 million.
In college.
Yeah.
Being a coordinator, not even a head coach.
Yeah.
A coordinator.
Yeah.
$1 million a year.
And they're picking the coordinators out of college.
Yeah.
Guys that have never played pro football.
Right.
And bringing them in. It's a tough act.
I think the other coach I do want to mention that I think belongs in that second category, Pete Carroll. I mean,
I can't put.
I'm not a huge Pete Carroll fan.
No, I'm not at all.
But the results are there, and yeah, he's had Russell Wilson. And
you know what? What if you took Andy Reid and put him out there and gave him that Seattle team? I think he'd have done a hell of a lot better than Pete Carroll.
Yeah, maybe. But Andy Reid's had some pretty good teams in Kansas City, and he has really good teams in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And he went to the Super Bowl in Philly, and unfortunately for him, his quarterback was throwing up on the field.
Jerry Jones is he's a clown.
He's an
idiot. I mean, he goes through this battle with Ezekiel Elliott all through training camp.
Yeah.
And then he finally gives in at the end, and he's going to end up paying him more than he had offered him. I mean, more than Ezekiel demanded, I should say. I mean, this is stupid. And he missed the whole training camp. He's behind the curve. This is just so stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to hang tough and battle with somebody, you don't give up at the end. Because now what you're basically saying is, anytime you want to battle Jones, just hang on because he'll give in.
His first mistake was still his biggest mistake, getting rid of Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Letting Jimmy Johnson walk out the door.
Oh, that was stupid.
That was...
But again...
It was his ego, though.
That's exactly right.
He could do it without Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
How's that working out?
How's that working out is right. Fun to watch. Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur fight it out.
Yeah.
But guess what? LaFleur threw in the towel.
Did he?
He said that Aaron Rodgers, we've given him all the freedom, LaFleur told reporters on Monday. So if he sees something, he's got the green light to do whatever he needs to do to get us into a good play. We're not going to take that from him. You think LaFleur said that of his own free will, or do you think he was told?
Well, I think, what do you think Bill Belichick says to Tom Brady? I think he says the same thing to him.
Sure, but Bill Belichick didn't start off with the position, you're going to do it my way.
Yeah.
We're sending the plays in. When Belichick says that, he doesn't back off.
It sounds like a reasonable compromise to me. You are talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Just like you're talking about Tom Brady.
Yep. Yep.
It's not Brian Hoyer.
Exactly.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Right?
And he is one of the great quarterbacks.
Yes, he is.
Just played the game.
Yep.
Worry points for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon and the injuries to N'Keal Harry. Those are two things that bother me.
Yeah, I mean...
and of course, number 12.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say they're both legitimate concerns.
Yeah.
And, it looked like an ankle with Harry, right? So, you give it 6 weeks, it should be okay, right? So he can come back after the 8th game, but he can start practicing after 6 weeks. He can't even practice for 6 weeks. right?
That's right.
So
That's right. Yeah,
I assume he can be in the facility, though, right?
Yes, he can. Working out. Yeah.
So he can be in the facility. He can be in the meetings.
Yeah.
He can be watching the film.
And then he gets 2 weeks to get
Then
himself
he gets 2 weeks, and
into
then he's
football
eligible.
shape. Yeah, then
right.
bingo.
So,
and by the way, when they activate him, it doesn't mean he has to go in the lineup. He can stand on the sideline for another week or so.
yeah, at this point, I don't expect much out of him.
No.
Now, that's what we talked about earlier, though. All the risk on the offense is, Gordon and Thomas, can they stay healthy?
Exactly.
I think the odds are long that they're both going to be healthy in week 12.
Well, by then, perhaps, you also have to worry about, I was going to say, I love the kid, Jacoby Myers, but it was Stidham that was throwing to him. Not when Brady threw to him, they couldn't get on the same page.
They didn't get on the same page.
No.
But they'll continue to work in practice.
They will.
And,
they will.
They'll
get it. They'll get it done. But we'll see. Bunch of question marks.
And we'll see.
Edelman also is a concern.
Right. So the question is, one of the real answers to this puzzle that would be a real plus would be if Dorsett could become a real useful receiver. Talking like a 50, 60 catch guy.
Exactly.
He's
got the speed.
Catching 4 balls a week,
That would be beautiful.
Yep.
I got to change the subject now.
All right.
Because I just want to get this in.
Okay.
A looming disaster on the horizon.
Yes.
Torrey Krug, McAvoy, and Carlo are unsigned because they can't figure out what the hell to do with Torrey Krug. They cannot keep all 3 of them.
Correct.
The intelligent thing to do would be to trade Krug.
Correct.
They got plenty of young defensemen.
Yes, they do.
What in heaven's name are the Bruins doing? They're just sitting on their hands.
I don't know.
They expect lightning to come down and strike and
I don't know.
show them the way?
And they're opening camp.
Yeah, next week.
So,
or Friday, something like that.
So those guys, they're not even under contract, right?
I know it.
So they're not going to.
They're not going to be there.
Agents aren't going to let them show up at camp without a contract.
And one other thing, Joe Morgan, the old Red Sox manager, was famous for saying 6-2 and even.
Yes.
And nobody knew what the hell that meant.
Right.
So I'm watching the Maltese Falcon the other night on TV.
Yeah.
And Humphrey Bogart says 6-2 and even.
Does he really?
Yeah, in a 1940 film. That's where it came from.
Wow. How about that?
Joe Morgan. What?
Morgan magic.
Morgan magic is right. Now, we're going to do some work here.
We got some work to do. Let's do it.
All right. So here's the opening week.
Opening week football picks. NFL.
Chicago.
Yeah.
At home against Green Bay. Chicago's a 3-point favorite.
I like the Bears at home.
I do too.
Season opener. I think Green Bay is going to win that division, but I like the Bears in the opener.
We'll talk more about that when we get done with this. Minnesota at home, 4-point favorite over Atlanta.
I'll take Minnesota.
Yep, me too. Philadelphia at home, 10 over Washington.
Oh, man, 10?
10.
I'll take Philly.
Okay, I'm taking Wash.
Yeah, it's a lot of points. I was tempted to jump on them, but it's in Philly.
Yeah. New York Jets at home, 3 over Buffalo.
I'm going to take Buffalo.
Me too. I don't like the Jets.
I don't like the Jets either.
Baltimore.
And the Jets have had injury problems, and it's early in the season, so they got a lot of backups playing already, and the regulars stink.
Right. Baltimore, 7-point favorites in Miami.
Oh, man. 7 points? I'll take Baltimore.
Yep. Me too. I just don't see Miami coming up with a big effort. Although, who knows? All right. San Francisco, 1-point favorite over Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay.
I'll take Tampa Bay.
You and me both.
I'm not sold on San Francisco.
Nope, me neither. Kansas City, 3.5 at Jacksonville.
Oh, 3.5? I'm going to take Jacksonville.
I'm taking KC.
I'm hoping
Cleveland at home.
At half point.
Yeah. I know. Cleveland at home, 5.5 over Tennessee.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not buying into Cleveland either. Everybody's picking Cleveland to be this emerging powerhouse.
Yep.
Tennessee doesn't thrill me either, though.
Nope. You can come down on either side of this one.
Yeah, I'll take Cleveland.
Yeah, I got to take Cleveland too.
Early in the season. There's so much hype over that team.
Oh, I know
it's undeserved. They haven't earned anything.
Well, here's another. Well, Los Angeles Rams, 3-point favorites over Carolina in Carolina.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, we got a hurricane also.
We do have a hurricane.
I think it will be gone by then. I don't think it's going to go that far inland.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think it should be gone too.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about being off our coast Saturday, right?
yeah.
So by Sunday, could impact the Rams getting there.
It could. They'll air freight them in, though.
Carolina's a sneaky team.
I know.
They've been pretty much an underperformer.
They have.
For a few years.
Yep.
And Rivera survives.
Rivera survives.
He's another one I don't think is a great coach.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
And the Rams, so I'm going to take Carolina at home.
I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah.
Detroit, 2.5 over Arizona. I didn't write down where that is. It's out in Arizona. Now, Detroit, 2.5 at Arizona. Detroit, unless my geography is askew, is in the upper reaches of the U.S. towards the Canadian border.
Right.
Arizona is in a boiling cauldron.
Yes.
And the game's going to be in the boiling cauldron.
Yeah, go figure.
However,
Arizona has a retractable roof. They can close that roof and air condition.
Is that right?
That's a retractable
Okay.
roof. I've been in that stadium.
All right, then I'm going to go with Arizona.
Yep, I think they'll have the roof closed and it'll be 72 degrees in there.
All right.
I'm going to take Arizona at home too.
By the way, speaking of Arizona, Bruce Arians was no great coach either.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Overrated.
Seattle at home, 9.5 over Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati. Give me Seattle.
Cincinnati's get injuries all over
Seattle.
the place.
Did Marvin Lewis finally leave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's their new coach?
College coach.
Yeah. Forget about it. Give me Seattle.
I'm going with Cincinnati, and they are injured all
taking
over
the
the
points.
place. Yep. That's strictly the points.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Chargers at home, 6.5 over Indy.
Chargers.
Yep. That's a good choice. Me too. Dallas at home, 7.5 over the hapless New York Giants. Giants are off. They're going to have a miserable year.
They are going to have a miserable
They
year.
will switch about mid-season. They'll dump Eli, and they'll put the kid in. But
I guess I'll take Dallas early in the year.
I hate it because every time I play Dallas, I get snake bit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it.
They'll win by 4.
The Pats at home, 6 over the Patriots.
Over the Steelers.
Over the Steelers, Pittsburgh, yeah.
I'm going to take the Pats.
Me too.
I hate laying points with the Pats in September, but...
Yeah, Pittsburgh is getting long a tooth.
They are, but they're also...
They're tough.
They're tough.
They're tough.
We have a good record against them, though. But I could easily see this being a field goal
Big
game.
Ben a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
He
think.
is. He is by the skin of his hairy chin.
I don't know. What's he got? 2
He's
championships,
had
right?
he's had a long career, too.
He's had a good career.
Yeah.
He's had some weapons to work with.
Yeah,
We'll
he
see how he
has.
does this year.
New Orleans at home, Monday night. 2 Monday night games for our listening and dancing pleasure. 7 over Houston.
I'll take New Orleans.
Me too. Oakland at home against Denver. Take your choice. It's
Pick
a
'em?
pick.
I'll take Denver.
I'm going to go with Oakland.
Yeah, I know. It's tempting, but
I don't know. Okay. The latest over-under on the Patriots.
yeah,
It has changed.
it has it.
It's no longer 10.5. It's 11.
It's 11?
11. So there can be a push.
No, yeah, but I'm going over. I like 12 and 4.
Okay, so Gary goes with the Pats, and so does Bill. And let me tell you something. If I thought I could go to Rhode Island and come back in one piece, I'd probably go lay a few bucks on the Pats.
Yeah, at 11?
At 11.
Yeah, I like him to go 12 and 4.
But I got a better bet on here. I
Yeah?
got the over-unders for the rest of the league.
Oh, wow.
Now, maybe we can just blow by most of these. They don't mean much to us. But I highlighted some.
Okay.
The Chicago Bears, 9.
9?
9. There's a lot of even numbers for pushers.
Yeah, the Bears 9, huh? I'll go over.
You know, Gary over, Bill over. That's another one I would go to
10
Rhode
and
Island
6.
to play.
Yeah, 10 and 6 team.
A hell of a
I
defense.
think they were 10 and 6 team. Yeah, absolutely.
Detroit, 7.
I'd go under.
Under, you and me both. And
See them being a 6 and 10 team.
I can see them worse than that.
It's possible.
Green Bay, 9.
9, huh? I actually think that's probably their number.
I think, yeah. You know what?
But 10 and 6, I could see them going 10 and 6. I'd go over.
You know what? I wouldn't bet this one.
I wouldn't bet this one
Nope.
either.
But no, I'm going to go under.
I mean, if their number was 8.5, I'd think long and hard
Yes,
about betting
yes.
over. And saying they're going to win 9. But I think they will win 9.
Indy was 9.5.
No, that's
Luck went down, 6.5.
6.5. I'd still go under.
Uh,
Kind of a tough division.
yeah. Kansas City is 10.5.
I'd go over. You know, do you think Kansas City is likely to win 11 games? Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah, I like.
I haven't seen the
that's
schedule. You got to look at the schedules, right? But
yeah, I think that's a good bet.
Yeah.
I'd go over. The LA Chargers are 10.
10,
10.
I think that's probably their number again.
Yep.
Everybody loves them, so I'm going to bet against them. and say
Okay.
they're under.
You know, I love Phillip Rivers, so I'm going to go over.
If he stays healthy,
Yep.
it's not a bad bet.
The Los Angeles Rams, 10.
I'm going under. I'm going to say the Rams are going to fizzle this year. I'm predicting like a 9 and 7. Just miss the playoffs.
I'm going to go over because there's a lot of talent there.
They do have a lot of talent. Yeah.
Now, New England was 11, and on this sheet now they're 11.5.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
So,
I'm over because I got them at 12.
Yep, and I got them at 12 too. 11.5 is now that changed.
So they went 11-5 last year, and then they got hot, got steam through the playoffs and just crushed everybody. But they were 11-5 in the regular season.
Now, Pittsburgh has got 9.
9?
9. That's their number.
I think that's their number,
yeah.
too. Who do you think is the team in that division, them or Baltimore?
If it comes down to that, I'd take Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh knows how to win.
Yeah.
Divisions.
Yeah, I'll go over on that, but...
yeah, me too, probably.
Not proud of that bet. If I was at the casino, I wouldn't even think about playing that. San Francisco, 8.5.
I'm under on that.
You better believe it. That's the other game that I would throw a few bucks on. The other bet.
Yeah.
After that, it's Seattle 8.5.
I think I like that over.
You like that?
I think I kind of like that one, actually. Seattle to win 9 games. Yeah, I kind of like that.
I'm going to go under because I hate Pete Carroll. Tampa Bay is 6.5. They still have got what's-his-face as the quarterback. This is his final year.
Jameis, yeah.
And he's going to be, they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah,
But he's still going to play.
Yeah, because they got no other choice.
So,
Yeah. Who else is going to play?
I'm going to go under because I think they are going to stink.
Yeah, I do too, actually.
Tennessee 7.5. I have no feelings on that.
I would go over and say they're an 8-8 team. Do you think they're a 500 team? I do think they're a 500 team.
I don't.
We'll see what happens at quarterback there, right? They've got Mariota, and that's where Tannehill ended up, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's 2 mediocre quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally...
you're not going to win seriously with either one of them.
No. Finally, we end up with Washington. Oh, wait a minute. I got 2 more to give you.
Okay.
Washington, 6.5.
Under.
Yep.
Under. I'm not buying Washington at all. Another meddling owner.
Another mess.
Yeah.
2 others that I skipped by because I don't like them, but let's hit them anyway. Cleveland, 9.
I'm under on that.
Yeah.
I think 8-8 for Cleveland is, an appropriate next step, and then maybe, next year maybe they're 10.
I'm going to go over just for the hell of it.
I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them. I hope I'm wrong.
Dallas, 9.
I'm not buying what Dallas is selling. I'm going under on Dallas at 9.
Me too. I'm not selling. I don't like them at all.
No.
So there we go. We've done it.
Some good football picks.
Yes. Now,
yes. Okay.
I got a couple of Red Sox things.
Let's talk Red Sox. Another depressing subject.
Another depressing subject is right. I cut this out. Extended roster offers Cora needed options. Like it's going to matter.
It's not going to matter.
Comment.
This season's over. As far as I'm concerned, they're not eliminated yet, and numbers are numbers, so technically they're still alive. But
ain't going to happen.
I think by the end of this week, they're playing Minnesota and the Yankees this week. They lost the first game last night.
That's right.
When Porcello got whacked.
Yep, and I have officially thrown in the towel on him. We can cut him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I do have something I want to tell you. Bobby Dahlbeck is in Boston. They've got him up here for a week to 10 days in Ding Dong School with the hitting coaches and the infield coaches. They want to make a first baseman out of him, but they don't want to put him on the roster because the clock will start ticking.
Right. How old is he?
24.
He's 24?
He's 24, and I am going to make a statement to you. He has got the best arm I have ever seen on an infielder.
Really?
It is like a rocket to first base. And it is accurate. Yeah.
Okay. So what position is he going to play?
He should be playing third base. He's an all-world third baseman. In fact, they describe him as ultra as a fielder. Now, I don't understand this. Why they don't take a look at moving Rafi over to first.
Yeah.
Rafi is going to go like this.
Yeah.
And should end up as a first baseman, probably.
I agree.
And move Dahlbeck to third. Now, maybe they don't think Dahlbeck is going to be ready next year. Maybe that's why they're doing this. But sounds like they want him on.
Come on.
Yeah. And he's
it
also...
sounds to me like he should be ready next year.
Yeah. And also, Michael Chavis went down to Providence. Well, they sent him down because he had a little twitch here or a twitch there or something.
Some kind
a little rehab stuff. I go phony, but nonetheless.
Yeah.
He had 7 home runs while he was down there.
Did he?
In about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, including 2 in the last game he played, and then he hurt his side.
Oh,
again.
man.
So he's up, he's taking treatment, and they are hoping he'll play in September. But he made some changes to his stance down at Pawtucket. He was working with the Paw Sox hitting coach. All of a sudden, he's ripping the ball.
He's launching. Huh?
Yeah. So I'm bullish on Chavis and Dahlbeck, both.
Yes. So who's going to go? I mean, it sounds like we've got an excess of pieces. So we do know that, I was looking at this the other night, actually, after our last discussion. Moreland and Pierce are rolling off, right? Unfortunately, you still got 1 more year of Rusney and 2 more years of Pedroia. At least Pedroia's numbers coming down a little bit. He was 15 this year. He's 13 next year, 12 the year after. But, the next general manager, because I'm assuming Dombrowski's going to be fired.
I certainly hope he's going to be fired. I really do.
And since that became public fodder, the Red Sox have not come out in public support of him. They've been silent.
Well, there's something to be said. Now, John Henry is an introvert that would prefer to stay home and do math problems.
Yeah.
And he's always over in England. He loves the football over there, the soccer over there, more than he loves the Red Sox, I swear. So
that's fine, but who's running the ship?
Tom? Oh, give me a break. Tom Warner? So I don't think anybody's running the Red Sox.
Right.
I think Dombrowski has been told he's running the Red Sox, and he's on a short leash.
Right. So, of course, my fantasy is to go convince Theo to come back and just clean the whole thing out and let
Wouldn't
Theo,
that be lovely?
Have Theo report to John Henry, and then everybody else reports up through Theo.
And
everybody.
You know what? What a joke it is to look at Dombrowski sitting beside Tony La Russa up there.
I mean, what are those guys doing?
And then that knucklehead out in Kansas sending in emails about math he's done about outfielders and where they should be positioned. Yeah. And then there's analytic guys up there sending emails down to Cora saying, now this guy here, you got him too far to the left. Move him to the right. I mean, what the hell kind of a way to run a railroad is this?
And you really need pitching help.
Yep.
And you've got some top of the rotation pitchers locked in. Price and Sale, in my mind, they're not going anywhere.
Nope.
All right, so they're in. You got Erod. I wouldn't throw crazy money at him, but you still have control over him next year. I would hang on to him. Porcello, I would let him go to market. As bad as Porcello's been, and he stinks this year, he's having a bad, it's like good Porcello, bad Porcello. We got bad Porcello this year. And, but the one thing you can say about the guy is he takes the ball every
single
game.
Day.
He's very durable. He's going to give you 200 innings. They may be 200 crappy innings,
Yeah.
but he's going to give you 200 innings.
He's going to get a 2-year, $30 million contract.
Yeah, and
from
at that
somebody.
price, I think I'm out on him. But
I think someone will pay it.
But if it was like, hey, the market's dead for me, you want to come back here for, a 1-year, $10 million contract next year. Pitch yourself back into a multi-year contract.
If that works. Now, on Darwinson,
Yeah.
they say, now I was listening to Eck and Jerry Remy last night. And,
Yes, me too.
Yeah, and it said he's a starter.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'd like to keep the flexibility open. I mean, he could be, if you watched him last night, that was the good Hernandez.
That was yes.
And he was dominant last night. I mean, if you could almost argue that a guy who can come in and consistently do that in the 8th inning is more valuable than a starter.
Yeah, but you know what? What happens the third time around the lineup?
Right. But it was interesting. They were basically saying he needs to develop a changeup, right?
That's right.
Because he has two pitches right
Two
now.
pitches, and you can't live on that.
He can throw 99, hit 100.
You can ask Heath Hembry that. Heath Hembry.
And he has a nasty slider.
Yeah.
If he can get it over the plate. He has a nasty slider.
Hembry has lived in the major leagues with 2 pitches.
Yeah.
But
you can do that as a reliever. I think you need 3 as a starter. That's kind of the rule of thumb, right? That if you're going to be a starter, you need to have 3 pitches you can throw for strikes, right? 5 minutes. And he doesn't at this point, right?
So what he doesn't is right. You're absolutely right.
So
and
can he spend the winter with Pedro?
Yeah. And I think go in the bullpen next year, the following year, put him in starting rotation.
Yeah, it depends how you fill out your bullpen.
Because he's got to master the changeup or whatever it is they decide to teach him.
The next general manager, if it's this one, but this one I don't think he'll do it. But if you get the right general manager in here, the first thing they need to decide is Mookie Betts, right? What's your number on Betts? Personally, with me, it's probably like 8 years. I don't know if I even go 8. I'd go 6 with reasonable vesting options for 7 and 8 at $30 million. More than that, I'm not doing it. He's not going to take that deal, but you got to. But you got to make the offer, and then I trade him.
Well, now you've also got to deal with J.D. Ramirez. Now J.D. has got hot
Martinez,
J.D. Martinez has got hot at the perfect
at a very opportune time.
Yep. He's going to hit 315. He's going to have 45 home runs. He's going to have 125 runs batted in. And he's going to look like the slugger of all time.
And he's got Boris.
And he is going to opt out. Now, what do you do? Do you bid against yourself? Or do you just say, have a nice life, big boy?
Yeah, you got to look at.
Because you're going to have
to pay.
Part
of the role is to know the market, right?
Yep.
Who is, I mean, he's going to want like 425.
Oh, I think he's going to want more than that.
That's my number.
Yep.
And honestly, at 425, I say, okay, go to market and stay in touch. You kind of give him a Belichick. Okay, fine, go out to market, see what you get. Just tell me that you'll come back and let us have a shot. Once you establish, bring us the other offer. We'll decide whether we beat it.
But if we sign Betts...
If we sign Betts, I'd say absolutely not.
Then we can't sign.
Right. They need to fix their salary problems.
Well, they do. They do because...
That's why we don't have a bullpen. Because we don't have salary room.
What happens if Dahlbeck and Michael Chavis continue to improve and fight well? Because they're going to be under control for a while. But at some point in time, you have to look at them and say, am I going to be paying them downstream or am I going to trade them now?
Right. So you're going to trade a couple. Right? So you got to decide who you're going to trade. And I think you're trading Mookie, and then, can one of those guys play left field?
Sure.
Right?
Chavis can.
Chavis could probably play left field.
And I think Dahlbeck's a natural, so you put him where you have to put him.
Left field in Fenway?
Yeah.
I mean...
But you've got to do something, too, about a backup catcher.
We do, but
Sandy Leone is useless.
yeah, he is useless.
And they got Centeno down at Providence. Pawtucket. Had a decent year. I mean, he hit 245, but he had 10 of 12 and 15 home runs. Yes, he's excellent defensively. And played on Houston's World Championship team.
Okay.
He's okay.
Oh, I think I know the guy. Yeah.
Juan Centeno.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But after that, there isn't much down to Pawtucket.
No, there isn't.
There's a couple of infielders that someday might scratch their way to the surface, but nothing that's going to...
But you have to decide on a lot of things quickly.
That's right, yeah.
JBJ is one of those decisions, too.
Oh, well, JBJ, Ari Penson-Mill's gone.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can't put up another year of him. Yeah. I really can't.
Well, I think you're going to, unless they trade him. Maybe they'll trade him. Okay.
I don't know. But we're also going to lose Brock Holt. Now, and I'm going to be happy to see him get it. But do you know something? He's going to get a decent contract.
Yeah, he's a useful player.
He is. He's going to pick up $5 million a year for 3 years, 15 mil.
Yeah. Somebody will give him that.
So we got Marco Hernandez backing him up, who can hit. Not as handy around the infield as Brock Holt, but hell's bells. C.J. Chatham is down to Pawtucket. He can field. And he hit .301 his first year in AAA. So who knows? Maybe we have a budding, useful infielder down there that we could bring up. But... and one more thing I wanted to say, too. Jim Langer was the center on the Dolphins in their undefeated season.
Yeah.
Played every snap of every game. He passed away last week at the age of 71.
Wow.
Heart attack.
That's too bad. Heart attack?
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yep. And, gee whiz, there was someone else that passed away the other day, too. And I was saying to myself, there's another one of the earliest baseball cards that I ever bought that passed on.
Unfortunately, that's where we are.
That's where we are. That's exactly right. You know what? I think we've hit everything we needed to hit on. Oh, I think we got 1 minute left. Tyler Skaggs died.
Yeah.
A tragic death. Okay? And the Profiles in Courage on the Boston network, Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy, started to mention it. And the guy lined out and they went to an ad, came back and never mentioned it again.
Really? Call came down?
Must have.
Yeah.
Because I respect people's privacy, but he died from an accidental overdose from a toxic mix of the powerful painkillers fentanyl and oxycodone along with alcohol.
Yeah, it's awful.
It is. People need to know that.
Right.
Young people watching baseball need to know that this is what happened. And this is what this crap can do to you.
Right.
So I don't think that Dave O'Brien and Jeremy Remy did anybody any favors by...
But I think that came from over their head.
You know what? I suspect it did.
Yeah.
And for what are they thinking about?
Protect the shield.
Yeah.
Protect the shield.
By the way, I don't... Oh, yeah, I do. New England Sports Network, they did a research study here in Boston. If you could pick one home team to follow, 58% chose the Pats, 15% chose the Bruins, 14% chose the Sox, and 9% chose the Celtics.
Wow. Danny, you got work to do.
That's it. And Belichick got an 84% approval rating. Who was second? At 34%. Don
Stevens.
Sweeney.
Don Sweeney? Okay.
Yeah.
We got a wrap.
Folks, I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you profited by this. I hope you go to Rhode Island and make some huge bets and win a lot of money on the intelligence that Gary and I gave you. Personally, I've invested in scratch tickets. So anyway, look, next time we'll see how foolish our picks were.
Yeah, we'll see how we're doing.
How clever they were.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
a little bit
folks,
of both, I suspect.
and hopefully the hurricane goes out to sea, and maybe we'll get a little rain, and that'll be the end of the story.
Sounds
so
like a
listen,
plan.
enjoy, and we'll be back at you in a couple of weeks.
All right.